Hi, and welcome to the podcast of Healthylicious. Today, I'm meeting with Patrick. He's a personal trainer. He does CrossFit. He does lots of things that we're going to talk about today. He's been with us also since day one. So he's been a big supporter of Healthylicious. He eats Healthylicious himself and he recommended to his client. So we're going to talk a little bit with him today and ask him questions that lots of our clients ask me, so we can see a little bit what to do and learn more about his experience. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Cynthia.
I know a little bit that you haven't been in the training background. You don't have a
Yes.
training background. You started something else. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you are today, the person you are.
Okay, I started my fitness journey 10 years ago or something. So I studied business management. I wasn't that fit. Worked in Saudi Arabia in 2012. It was a tough year, and going to the gym was the most important thing in my day. So it was the place that I go for my stress relief, for my sanity and everything. And this is where everything has changed for me. And this is what happened 10 years ago, where I shifted careers. I came back to Lebanon and I decided to shift careers and do something I love. And since then, I'm full on fitness. I have 21 certificates into fitness, whatever there is, a workshop, whatever there is something somewhere I can get some extra knowledge. I wouldn't back off from that. And I'm loving it since then. And when they tell you, find a job that you love and you wouldn't work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Amazing. I know that you do different kinds of training. So
Sure.
I know you're into CrossFit, that's for sure. But tell us a little bit more about the different kind of training you do and what is exactly CrossFit?
All right. So I started training. My first training was the most basic strength training, and which is so-called the bodybuilding, which I believe everyone starts from there. And
Yes.
it's essential to build strength, to build power, to build muscle mass and everything. After a while, I discovered something. It was very new by that time, the TRX and then the kettlebells and the functional training. And I started loving it. And then bit by bit, I started to get influenced more about functional fitness and how you can get stronger for your everyday life and not just train to look good. And this is where I started to get more interested in performance than in looks.
Okay.
And until I discovered CrossFit, and that's the love-hate relationship where you die every day in the workout, but you're so happy with the performance and improvement. And since then, I competed few competitions in the CrossFit and so on. So I'm loving it, but it's all about fitness. It's all about performance, movement, just getting better, 1% every day. That's it.
Is it easy to teach it? Like, for example, I remember one time when I was working out in a gym, they removed the classes I was taking and they started CrossFit. They told me you can try it. I tried it a couple times. It's super hard to reach to a certain place where you can really rely on your body to do all the natural movements, the pull-ups and it's hard.
Definitely. So CrossFit can be for everyone, yes, but it could be scaled. So that's why the classes are not really fair for everyone. If you want to learn CrossFit and you're not being able to follow with the class, they could scale for you, but still, you would need a trainer, an instructor, a coach that is really aware and very patient and that can scale down every movement for you and can help you perform every movement correctly. Because if you start performing movements in a wrong way, this is where the bad thing's going to happen, the injuries, you're going to start hurting yourself, you're not going to enjoy your workout, and that's it. So if you want that very bad, you can do it. Everyone can do it, but you have to start from a very beginner level and build it
100%.
up to reach that level. So
I think you're right 100%. So each move, you can start it slowly until
exactly,
you reach.
you cannot do a pull-up,
You're
you go to a
comfortable.
banded pull-up, or you go to inverted row, or just a simple row until you start building some muscles in your back that you can, at the end, be able to pull yourself up.
Exactly. I think it's a very interesting workout because it helps your body to be the way it should be, to do the movements that we should do that nobody's doing today in our daily activities.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Just move, movement for your functional everyday life. That's what I tell most of my clients. I want you to be strong for life. If you're traveling and you're carrying all those bags and you reach the airplane, you want to put the bags on top of the cabinet.
And you hurt your back.
Yeah, or you're going to ask someone to put it for you or
Yeah.
ask your husband. No, You're going to be able to lift it and put it up. You don't need anyone. That's the purpose of functional training, to be able to live your life and live longer,
Comfortably.
healthier.
We know that after the age of 30, we lose 2 to 8% of our muscle mass every decade. Every 10 years, we lose 2 to 8%. This is a huge number. That's why I always guide my clients as well to exercise, to not to be scared of building muscle.
Definitely.
When you're talking about functional medicine, exercise, does it mean as well if someone has an injury, you can guide them on what to do, on how to train?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we go through injury prevention, first of all.
Yes, let's talk
when
about that.
you go through assessment. So let's say a new person, a new client is coming to join. So the first session would be just to get to know them, talk to them, do the functional screening, see how they're moving, range of motion, and see their imbalances, how much there is difference between the right leg, the left leg, the right shoulder mobility, the left shoulder. And this will tell me about their mobility. So knowing that will prevent the injury. So we start by creating balance between the limbs, between the right and the left, to be able to prevent the injury that's going to come later. Because let's say you have a right shoulder stronger than the left one, and you keep on pressing using a barbell or anything, you're using that right shoulder all the time, less the left, so you're going to overuse this one, and this one's going to be prone to injury more and more and more. Okay. So you start by injury prevention. And then let's say injury happens, and that happens every day. Yeah, it happens with everyone. Athletes to beginners, everyone get injured. Okay, you got injured. Now what we need to do? 2 things. We need to fix that injury, but we don't need the athlete to stop training.
Exactly.
So we need to keep on working around that injury, but at the same time, not letting him stop moving, not letting him stop going to the gym. So we need to be smarter. Of course, we're going to regress the program, but we're going to need to know how to work around that injury. Let's say they have a lower back pain. That's very common. Everyone is coming. We have L4, L5 disc. You hear it a lot.
Super common.
All right. So you cannot do crunches and all of that. You're going to need to minimize the motion of the spine. But you can do planks. You can do Pallof press. You can do a lot of movements to work on your core without flexing the spine. And this is how we work around it.
But I think not all trainers they can do that. So really, it's super important to know with who you train, because the way you're talking now is not the way lots of trainers talk, you know?
Yeah,
it's super important.
That's it. Like the market is full of trainers.
Yes.
And that, like, when I first came to Dubai, a lot of people told me, like, you're going to Dubai, but there is a lot of trainers. The challenge is huge. There is a lot of people who are coaching. Yeah, that's amazing.
Exactly.
A lot of challenge, but it means that if you're good at what you do, people are gonna know the difference.
Exactly. I believe the same way. Let's talk a bit about nutrition. Okay, how do you guide your clients? I'm sure you know, but I think you pass this to your clients, that nutrition is around 60 to 70% of the results they want to achieve. They need to eat well.
True.
So how do you guide them? You know, if they want to ask you about the calorie intake, the total energy that they need to take, etc., how do you guide them with that?
All right, that's very common. It happens a lot, and a lot of people know that if you want to get better results, shape-wise and performance, it will come back to training. But the main important point is nutrition, and then the rest, sleep. So if you eat well and sleep well, the training part is, for me, I can see you. I can tell you what to do in the gym. But the other 2 main factors, I'm not seeing you. Exactly. So I'm going to guide you in your sleep, what to do, how to get a better sleep, and all of that, and the nutrition. So when it comes into the nutrition, I'm not an RD. I'm not registered dietitian. I don't have the permission to give them a meal plan or any of that. Thanks to Healthylicious, they are doing all of that. But what I do is we go through a body composition. We do the test. I know it's not 100% accurate, but at least it gives us a base point to start from. So we know every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks, whenever we test again, we can compare to know what is getting better or not. So once we do the BMR, we can the body composition test. We can get the BMR, the basal metabolic rate. So based on their BMR, we add up the thermogenic effect of food. We add up their daily exercise activities, moving, carrying the kids, going, I don't know, all of that, and we add up the exercise that we're doing in the gym. Okay, so now we have the total expenditure, calories expenditure per day, and based on that, we can know if they want to bulk or they want to shred, if we're going to go for a calorie surplus or a deficit, how much calories to tell them to eat per day.
Okay. And mainly, do you have different clients, or you have like mainly the ones who want to shred, or mainly the one who wants to
No,
bulk?
I have elderly, super sweet,
Yeah.
beautiful. I love them. Mainly early in the mornings. I have pregnant lady,
Okay.
7 month, and she's still training, still
Okay.
moving. Of course, we regress the training, but she's
Yeah.
still moving, and it's her second time getting pregnant, and this time is much healthier than the first time because she kept on training and she kept on moving, and she didn't gain a lot of weight, so she's super happy. I have the athletes, the people that I love training, honestly, because I can push them on all the way and they perform, and I can see actual results in the better performance and everything. And I have the actual people, like everyday people, they just want to train.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they want to see results, but in the end of the day, they want to come to the gym, they want to socialize, talk to people around them, feel good, go home, eat whatever they want without feeling the guilt because they are doing
just move.
lifestyle.
How about nutrition? How do you, what's your recommendation for someone who wants to bulk up? And then we can talk a little bit about shredding, because I know we discussed before the problems with shredding, how white people, they're not sometimes seeing results because maybe they're following a certain diet during the week and eating something different in the weekend.
Yeah.
So let's talk about not seeing results, or if you want, we can start with this part.
Okay, so not seeing results.
Yes.
Okay, that's very common, and I need to address it to some of my clients because I explain it for them many times, and I need to tell them again. Okay, let's say you're eating 2,500 calories a day. Okay, that's a calorie deficit if you're burning 3,000 calories a day. Okay. You're burning 3,000 calories a day. You're eating 2,500. So you're in a deficit of 500 for 5 days. That's amazing. In 5 days, you are in a deficit of 2,500 calories. Okay. Saturday, Sunday, you're not following any meal plan. You're not counting your calories. You're not knowing what you're doing. You go out with your friends. You have few drinks. You have a pizza. You have I don't know what. And then on Sunday, you're going to have some dessert. You're going to have whatever you want to eat. Barbecue. And then on Saturday and Sunday, you're going to end up having, let's say, 1,500 surplus, and on Sunday 1,500 surplus. So that's 3,000 surplus just by Saturday and Sunday. During your whole week, you had 2,500 deficit. So in the results of your whole week, you're still on a 500 surplus. And then you're going to come back to me and tell me, I've been eating the meal plan religiously. I've been training religiously. I'm starving Monday to Friday, and I'm not getting the results I want. Yes, because on Saturday and Sunday, you replaced all the effort that you put during your week in whatever you ate now, and you're in a surplus still.
100%.
So control that, because, it's the same body from Monday to Sunday. It's not going to be a different person Saturday, Sunday when you go on your weekend.
And what's the importance, you think, of active days rest? For example, you rest, once a week, twice a week you rest.
Yeah.
What is the difference between resting and active resting? I heard trainers saying that
Yeah.
before.
Active rest, I could have it in the middle of the week. And active rest actually is just to get the heart rate a little bit elevated, let the body sweat a bit more, let the blood circulation go faster, and it will help you kind of recover faster, just to feel better, and without resting completely, without getting that low calorie day,
Complete rest. Without any training, nothing.
Without any training, without any movement, without working their muscles or anything. That could be for me on a Sunday where it's couch day. I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything. But Thursday is kind of my rest day, midweek, but it's active rest. So I could go for like a run, cycling, a swim, whatever, something that gets my heart rate elevated, gets me a nice sweat, and makes me feel that I moved, and helps with my total body recovery.
Okay, I see. Let's talk about shredding. What do you recommend in terms of nutrition? How do you give them? Do you give them a very low caloric diet?
No, definitely not.
1,000?
Whatever I'm going, I never recommend to go less than 500 calorie deficit.
Yes.
I want them to be happy in their life. I want them to enjoy their day. I don't want them to feel low on energy or anything. And plus, I don't recommend a diet. I recommend a lifestyle.
100%.
So when like you hear a lot about keto, about low carb diet, or about, I don't care. It's a lifestyle. Let's say you want to cut on carbs. Okay, perfect. You want to cut on carbs. Go ahead, cut on carbs. Can you do it for your whole life?
No.
Okay. So you're going to get back to eating carbs, and then you're going to load up your mitochondria, and then you're going to gain back the weight that you lost. That's water inside the muscle.
Exactly.
So it doesn't make sense for me to go on a low carb diet or any of that. It's a lifestyle. Whatever you eat, just eat less. That's simple. All right. And then we're going to increase the intensity in the training. Like if we're shredding, I'm going to give you a lot of conditioning, a lot of machines, a lot of cardio, and all of that to increase your calorie, to increase your heart rate. The average heart rate during your session, when it's increased, the total calories of that session will increase. And that's the goal that we're going to need. But let's say we're going to bulk. All right, we're not going to use a lot of conditioning. We're going to use a lot of strength training, a lot of pumping the muscle, pumping the blood inside the muscle, longer resting periods, longer reps, and then carbs after the session. And this will help you to replenish the mitochondria inside the muscle.
Glycogen,
Yeah, the glycogen, so you can feel fuller on the muscle.
You said for bulking up, it's good to have carbohydrates after,
Yes.
directly after. How about if you want to lose weight? Is it okay not to eat anything? Or you have to eat a little bit of protein? You have to take your protein shake? What do you
Definitely.
recommend?
So I would lower the fat percentages to something like around 15% of your day.
Okay.
And then the protein and the carbs will eventually stay the same, but just 500 calories deficit.
Okay.
So I put them on a 500 calorie deficit, lower the fats a little bit, make sure they have their carbs before their training more than after, so they can use that energy during the workout. And the protein are essential. They're going to need that protein so they don't lose their muscles.
Okay. And for someone who wants to train, do you recommend, like, for example, if they're on Healthylicious, do you guide them on what to choose?
Definitely.
Like maybe more carbs for lunch, low carbs for dinner, etc.?
Yes, definitely.
You help them.
So a lot of my clients are on Healthylicious plan. And most of the times, I start with the first 2 weeks. I sit with them. We open the website and we choose the meals. And I try to guide them, to educate them how to calculate their macros and how to get them. Like, okay, you have this tasty, I don't know, like beautiful snacks and all of that, but let's say this has more sugar, this has more fat than your goal. So go ahead, choose your meals. Look at the total in the end of the day, and did you meet your macros? If you didn't meet your macros, go ahead and change something in your plan so you get back and meet your macros. So you're happy with the food you choose, but also happy with the results, because the result will come of the food you choose.
Exactly, 100%. Lots of our clients are really into macros, calculating the macros and knowing. And I feel it's a very good, not to be like obsessed with macros, but to know.
Exactly.
Like, yes, you can eat a pasta from Healthylicious 500 calories, and you can eat beef with some potato and vegetables with 500 calories.
True.
It really depends on what you want and when you want to eat your meals.
And
during
meet
the
your
day.
macros. That's it.
And meet your macros, etc. Exactly. Usually, what's the expectation? Okay, you start training. When should you start expecting to see results? Is it after a week? Because they want fast results.
Yeah, definitely. But like whenever I meet someone for the first time, we start talking about lifestyle, about their history, about the medical history, about if they have injuries or anything. And then the question comes in, it's like, why did you come? What do you want from this? Okay. What's your main goal? A lot of people will tell you, I just want to move. I don't know. Most of the people that comes to the gym, they don't have really an actual goal. They don't really, I want to lose weight, let's say. Okay, but let's make it more interesting, okay? Let's make it something more tangible. And this is when I start to challenge them. All right, let's squat your body weight. Can you squat your body weight? And it's like, no, I don't. Okay. And then we start following up and we write down the numbers, the sets, the reps, the repetitions. And this is where they get excited because he's coming to the gym and he knows that he have 60, 100 kg for 3 reps today. So he's thinking about it. So you create that psychological aspect for them that they are coming to the gym, not just to train, but he knows that he's gonna have to perform that squat for 3 reps. And this is where they start to get addicted to the gym, and they want it more and more, because today I did the 100, next week I'm gonna do for 110 and then 120. And this is how they start putting goals. So yeah, the thing is to create goals for them.
They become more excited and they want to challenge themselves. Especially with the weight. Let me ask you something. Why do you choose Healthylicious, and why do you feel comfortable when you eat it? Because you've been with us for 2 years and you're always on Healthylicious and you're happy with it.
Yeah. It's been more than a year for me with Healthylicious. I haven't stopped it. I loved it. I love the results. I've been on a single-digit body fat for 4 or 5 years, I think, and I tried, and it's the first time that I maintain that with a meal plan. So I love Healthylicious because the delivery is on point every day. The food is really delicious, and I have a lot of my hometown food.
Yeah.
So that's something I really love when I see it on the menu. The food is healthy, it's delicious, and healthy, delicious, really good food. And I'm enjoying it, honestly.
Thank you. And one more question. What's the macros you look for yourself?
All right. So usually I maintain at 4,500 a day. But now I'm going through a calorie deficit. And I know I don't recommend it for a lot of people, but now I'm 3,500. So I'm on 1,000 calorie deficit. But I'm trying to get leaner, shred more, and all of that, trying to lose some weight before the competition season that's coming to Dubai. So I'm trying to lower my body weight so I can perform faster.
Amazing. We'll be so happy to see you in the competition.
Thank you.
And best of luck. And thank you so much for being with us today. It's not going to be the last time. We're just an introduction to talk a little bit about and answer all the questions that we have. And we hope to see you again with us soon.
Definitely. Thank you, Cynthia.